You know, as I sit here, just contemplating, watching this fire, all these, when you're by yourself, all these great questions come into your head, but they're great, but they're also, there's no answer. And I was thinking, like, what is seduction, right? Like, why do we need other people? There's the obvious biology answer. We need to procreate and we need to attract the opposite sex so that we can have kids, have babies, and the human race continues, right? That is pretty simple, simplified analysis of why it is important for seduction, and also how Earth or life needs to get better. So the better seducers are usually the ones that will have more kids, and eventually, because only the strong survive, right? So you don't want the weak, not me, you, but life or evolution doesn't want the weak to continue procreating. You want the strongest of the strongest to get with the strongest and create even stronger. That's how evolution works. But as of this moment, right, like right now, if there's a way that you can become a better seducer, why wouldn't you? And if you think you can't do it, are you weak? Those are the questions, right? Because I don't think that there's an answer. I don't think just because you struggle with attracting the opposite sex, I don't think that that's a sign of weakness. I also don't think that because you are good at it, that that's a sign of strength. At the end of the day, it's about evolution. And all we're doing is just playing with the evolutionary tools that we've been given. And even though we try to be more sophisticated or better, at the end of the day, it's primal, it's feeling based. We don't really have a formula that you can say, X to the second power is what. We don't have that formula to seduction. Although what we do have is a set of rules, universal rules. We also have a set of probabilities. The closest we can get to a real science is the probability of success in seduction or any kind of attraction method, because there's some people that are good at taking probabilities and playing the right cards at the right time. So they know, if I do X, Y, Z, most likely, because it's not guaranteed, but most likely my result will be this. And there's other people that are afraid to even gamble on the probability. So I'm at a place like this. I'm here by myself. And I'm thinking, if I had the right person here with me, slam dunk, right? You isolate that person, you're here, you got a bonfire going, you have the ocean like steps away, you're listening to the waves, you're having a drink, you're having a great time. How can you not be seductive under those or these conditions? Is that a cheat code? But can you do that in the middle of a city with a bunch of noise and a bunch of distractions, a bunch of competition, a bunch of people? Because when you hear just two people, right? You hear and you got her here. It's just you and her. Nothing matters. Her ex don't matter. Nobody, nothing matters. Actually, there's not even a signal here. There's no Wi-Fi. There's no cell phone. So nothing would matter. There's no messages interrupting. You have the most basic primal things that you would need for the seduction to be successful. So how do you create this in an environment full of distractions and competition and a million things going on? And this nature knows that only the strong survive, but where they survive is also makes a difference, because you could probably survive in the city. You have a grocery store, you can go buy your food, you have everything. You have electricity. But can you survive in the jungle? Can you survive in the desert? If you're not from there and they just drop you off somewhere, can you survive? That's one. But two, can you be attractive in that environment? Because we think attractive as a universal thing, and attractive is very subjective. It's very based on location, geography, culture. If you're in the desert, whatever makes you attractive in the city is probably not going to be as attractive in the desert. Because probably women are going to gravitate to the man that can survive in the desert. So whatever that look is, whatever they need to have, whatever it is that they have, that's what's attractive. And in the Western world, we are attractive in the city because we have these shoes and these clothes and cologne, and we get haircuts and we take, but when you're in the middle of nowhere, like, attractive is subjective to that. But even within the city, right? What's attractive within the city, you might live in the hood and you're a baller in the hood, you're a big man in your neighborhood. So that might be attractive to the women around there because that's what's hot. Right? But you also may be a geek and you're somewhere where there's a lot of intellectual people, maybe higher education level. And what's hot there is like, wow, this guy is super smart. Like, he's a geek. He loves reading books and doing all these geeky things. But now you put that geek in the hood, he's gonna get no play. Even though he's a big man on his campus out there, in the university campus or in the wherever, the education, the elitist place. You put him in the hood, he's nothing. He's nothing. Just like you put somebody from the hood in that environment, in that elitist intellectual environment, they're nothing. Because even no matter how aggressive you get, you just, if you're not fitting in, you're not fitting in. So, but because we gotta be chameleons, we gotta blend in. Seduction is about being unnoticed. And if you're obvious, it's over. There is no seduction. And I say all this to say because become that. Be authentic always, but also be mindful that when in Rome, you got to do as the Romans. Don't go somewhere that's not your area and act like you're an expert or you know what you're talking about. Be humble. Be who you are, but be humble about what you don't know. And that's all part of the seduction. Don't look down on anyone, on her. Don't look down on her ex, because you might think, oh man, that man was a scrub. Hey, the reason she was attracted to him was because he wasn't a scrub, not to her. And you're in dangerous territory thinking that you're better. That's how disappointments happen. when that man you think less of takes her back. If someone needs to listen to this, please share it. I needed to listen to this a long time ago. But I learned to blend in the hard way. Standing out too much, you get attacked. Share it. Make sure you subscribe. And if you haven't downloaded the Seduction PRM app, do so from the App Store. If you want to have a contact manager that's going to help you level up. All right. Till next time. Peace.